Hi, we'd like to thank you for tuning in to the World Boxing Review radio show. My name is Aaron Snowell. They call me the Hall of Fame Trainer of Champions. And we travel the world for past, present, and future stars. And boy, do we have a star-studded uh, audience here that's on the World Boxing Review. First, we're going to introduce Larry Lyautey, with the Rochester Boxing Hall of Fame up there in Rochester, New York, brother. Say something and what's going on?
Well, it's always an honor to be on here and be on your show, and especially to be on here with, such great former champions as Tim Austin and Larry Donald. And I'm just honored to be here, and even like I said, just to be a participant here. We've had a couple meetings, and we're looking to do some announcements for the induction for the Rochester Boxing Hall of Fame for 2024. So that's the meaning of me being on here.
Yeah, well, Larry, come on, come on. What's your announcement? What's the class? Who's coming on, and everything like that? And how much snow is up there in Rochester, brother?
Well, last night we got 8 inches. If you view when you view the Buffalo Bills game, that's similar to what's going on here. The stadium's about an hour and a half from here, so wow. we get similar weather front, and I'm hearing rumors that if they get too much snow between tonight and tomorrow, they might have to bump the game again. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, snow well. Yeah, well, Larry, what's your class of 2024, and we'll see what happened. We have guys waiting in the background.
Okay, good. All right, well then let's start with we'll start with Larry Donald. Larry the Legend Donald. I'd like to thank you for being on the show, and also thank you for being willing to come up to Rochester. And we're going to present you with the Perseverance Award and induct you into the Rochester Boxing Hall of Fame in 2024. And just to let you know, the last two honorees were Layman Brewster and Eric Esch or Butterbean. And now it's going to be Larry the Legend Donald.
Hey, man, congratulations, Larry.
Thank you, man.
What you got to say about that, Chair?
I'm just so excited, man. I'm so excited to be a part of something that's great. It's history.
Yes, it is, without a doubt. To my understanding, the Rochester Boxing Hall of Fame has been around for quite some time. When you got Carmen Basilio, Muhammad Ali, and those greats. But Larry, you talk good about it, President.
I talked to Carmen Basilio. I went to his house. When I was up there in Rochester, New York. I had the opportunity to sit down and talk to him.
Wow. Yeah, well,
that was truly a blessing.
Yes, he is a blessing. I had the pleasure to meet Carmen Basilio up at Muhammad Ali's training camp in Deer Lake, Pennsylvania, when he came up there to visit. And to my understanding, Carmen Basilio and Muhammad Ali, that first class that went on the International Boxing Hall of Fame, Carmen Basilio was very instrumental to get Muhammad Ali up there. And Muhammad Ali is also in the Rochester Boxing Hall of Fame. Isn't that right, Mr. President?
Correct. Muhammad Ali, we honored Muhammad Ali, and he came for his induction ceremony. It was a great time. I was a lot younger then. I think I was 12 or 13 years old. But man, what an amazing experience meeting Muhammad Ali. And the best thing I can say about Muhammad is everything you heard about him was truth. I mean, you want to talk about a guy that made himself available to the public, and he did everything that you hear as far as, he went back and introduced himself to the cooks, the waiters, staff at the party house that we had the event at, staff at the hotel he stayed at. He just made sure he made himself available and interacted with anybody around him that wanted interaction. And me being a younger kid, my father loved Carmen Basilio, and he used to watch Friday Night Fights. And I went with him to the banquet, and he went up to talk to Carmen. And Carmen was talking to Ali at the end because he just wanted to thank Carmen for the tickets and, being involved in the event. And I remember Ali looked down and said, hey, kid, what's your favorite boxer? And I said Carmen Basilio. And he looked at me and he said,
yeah. But when you get into Carmen Basilio, you have a great trainer that used to train Carmen Basilio and Muhammad Ali named Angelo Dundee.
Correct.
And it's to my understanding, Mr. President, that also Angelo Dundee is inducted up there.
Yep, correct. Angelo Dundee. And I guess we can move forward. Aaron, Coach Snowell is also, we're glad to induct you into the Rochester Boxing Hall of Fame this year. And you will be able to put your name aside Angelo Dundee. Gloria Peak, who is an Olympic coach. I believe she's the first woman to coach train men at the Olympic trials and on the Olympic team. She's also in the Rochester Boxing Hall of Fame. We've also had Emmanuel Stewart. He's inducted into the Rochester Boxing Hall of Fame, and also Eddie Futch. So your name goes in there with a lot of International Boxing Hall of Fame trainers, along with Rochester boxing inductees. So that's the class that you're going into, Aaron. So congratulations.
Well, let me tell you what. It's an indeed honor to be a part of some of boxing greats that are in the Rochester Boxing Hall of Fame, and to be a part of something that's great, something exciting. The Boxer Writers Award, you mentioned Manny Stewart. It was me and Manny Stewart going head to head for that award from the American Boxers Writers Association. And Manny edged me out by one vote to get that award. Then Angelo done him since I was a kid on Ali's training camp. I went up against Angelo Dundee quite a few times. And in the quite a few times, Taylor Spoon knocked out James Quick Tillis in 2 rounds in Cleveland for the NABF title. Angelo was training James Quick Tillis. However, coming back, he was training Pinklin Thomas, and he edged us out by 1 point on the scorecards for a split decision to get the WBC heavyweight title that we had won off of Greg Page. And number 3, there's a guy named the Cincinnati Kid in Las Vegas. We went up against Angelo and Arthur Johnson on Showtime Championship Boxing. The heavyweights that were in head of the card was John Luis and Evander Holyfield. And we end up beating and winning every round against Arthur Johnson. Tim Austin did to retain his IBF bantamweight championship. The headlines read the next day: bantamweight steals heavyweight championship show. So to be a part of something great like that, you're going to go up. You mentioned, I believe Eddie Futch is up there in that Hall of Fame. Went up against Eddie Futch many times and got wins and stuff over Eddie Futch. But the game is good, and those are great trends. And when you're on a high level like that against different trainers like that. But Larry, thank you so much, and it's indeed honor to be in to the Rochester Boxing Hall.
Well, congratulations, Aaron. We're proud to have you. So I'll move on to Tim Austin. Tim Austin, you're going to receive the Courage Award, and just and also be inducted into the Rochester Boxing Hall of Fame along with the others. Other people that have won the Courage Award have been Willie Pep, Leroy Murphy, Sugar Ray Seals, Jimmy Ellis, Fitz Vanderpool, and I mean that right there is a pretty solid list, but I could go on and on. But those are some of the names that have also received the Courage Award. So it's a pleasure to have you in our Hall of Fame.
Wow.
So you can put your name right next to Willie Pep and Jimmy Ellis.
Wow. I'm stylish to be among those great pioneers. It's nothing that I can compare to it. Anything that I've done. It's just I always wanted to be an outstanding boxer, and I'm next to outstanding fighters of all times, and it's great to be in the Hall of Fame. I appreciate it. Thank you so kindly.
The pleasure's all ours, Tim. The pleasure's all ours.
Thank you. I never.
Larry, let me tell you something. When you talk about, I want to congratulate both Larry and Tim because I trained both of them. Larry's wins over two-time heavyweight champion Tim Witherspoon over him, and he also has a knockout win over Van Holyfield, and that's special, man. So I believe, Larry, your committee and your organization is right and fit to see those guys, man. They've been a credit to the game. Both of them are Olympians, and also that'll encourage you for Tim Austin. And he wanted to Will Tilly, who was undefeated and had all the knockouts.
Thank you.
Tim Austin the first round. Tim Austin fight 8 rounds would have been fought to not defending 9 times in IBF. And he's so in the 1992 being men. By thank you so much, Larry.
No problem. Hey, Aaron, you keep breaking
up. What
do
we got next? Going in.
Aaron, can you guys hear Aaron all right?
Now, Aaron breaking up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Aaron, you keep breaking up.
Yeah, the connection was going,
Okay.
The connection was going in and out, but we can hear you.
Okay. I just wasn't sure if
yeah, we can hear.
Okay, all right. And so the next honoree is going to be with the Integrity Award is going to be John Molina, and Tito's on. And I know John tried to get on, but something happened with the camera, Tito.
Yeah, he said that he's waiting to get in. So
okay, Aaron, you think you can get him in?
Yeah, well, we got him in, but he didn't have his camera on. So, he has to turn the camera on, the round button. He didn't turn it on. He can try again, but we have Tito on the show to interpret. But go ahead, Larry, with your Mr. President, with your announcement.
Okay, so with the Integrity Award is going to go to John Molina. He was a road warrior as well. You guys know John, and he fought Oscar De La Hoya, Mosley.
Yeah.
And some of the Integrity Award winners of the past was John Ruiz, Michael Spinks, Marvin Johnson, Tony Tubbs, and Muhammad Ali. So he's going in with a very established group of former champions.
Congratulations, champ.
I don't, Tito. I don't. Maybe you can let him know. I don't think he's in. So
no, he's trying to get in, but he'll not be able to get in. I don't know how.
Okay.
He said that the host have to.
Well,
Get him now.
Yeah, his camera. He doesn't have the camera on. Came in, has name in and everything, but he didn't have the camera on. He got to turn the camera on. But Tito, say something about.
You're breaking up.
Can you hear me?
No.
I think he wants you to say something about John.
Oh, John Molina. No, he's honored to be inducted in the Rochester Boxing Hall of Fame. You know, John Molina. He fought out of fights. You know, he fought Tony the Tiger 3 times. You know, and he said that he always fought in somebody's house. You know, some of the decisions he didn't get the right decisions, but he's honored Larry for putting him in.
Baby.
Larry, thank you, man, because you really done there, man. Puerto Rico's excited, man. You know, we have a part of it there now. Thanks to you, you know, God first, and Aaron, man. You know, you're more than a brother to me. You know, you're always there. I know you have John Jones, so he's excited, you know, to be there and be put in with those great champions, you know, in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, like, you know, Mr. President, it's always indeed to see somebody like John Molina come into a Hall of Fame like the Rochester Hall of Fame with those lists. But number 2 is for you reaching out way outside of there to someone that fought many great fights. And plus, for him to be Puerto Rico, from Puerto Rico and Hispanic, it shows the diversity in the community work that the Rochester Boxing Hall of Fame does for diversity. You try to go out in a diverse manner, and you can be search for those that have the outfits and your magical ties. When you're tied with the right people, you create something mystical, magical for there, and you're making the Latino community proud. And I'm just happy that a guy like John Molina is going into the class that you got, is because John Molina with that award definitely a credit to the game, and we want all of those up there come up to the Rochester Boxing Hall of Fame and support Rochester Boxing Hall of Fame because they do a good. In fact, Mr. President, for choosing John Molina.
And again,
Larry, you got a little on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me, Larry?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. President.
Yep, I'm here.
Congratulations, fellas.
Who else is going in?
That's it for this class. So
wow.
That's it for this. Man, what a heck of a class going in. And thank you so much. But hey, look, Larry, let's get into the Rochester Boxing Hall of Fame. A little bit about the event. What's the date? What's time? And I know you're working on the place because you told me. But tell me a little bit about the event.
Okay, so the event will be we have it. It's going to be October 19th. It's a Saturday. It's we have the last couple of years we've done it at what's the name of it? The Brook House. It's like a big party house in the back, and there'll be a pulpit. We'll announce awards, hang out. We had somebody sing the national anthem last year. It was great. We just have a good time. We hype it up. We have a good event. We try to base it on family. We want you guys to come here and feel like you're part of our community. And, we take you around to a couple non-for-profit gyms. You meet some fighters, meet some kids. It's just, we have a good time. We take you out, Friday night, we have a nice dinner, sit around the hotel, tell war stories. There'll be other fighters here that aren't being inducted this year. We have past fighters come back and they spend time, and it's always a good time. It's funny. I was talking to Aaron. I was talking to Aaron a couple of weeks ago. They had that big heavyweight event there in Dubai there with Wilder and Anthony Joshua and Parker and all those guys. And it made me think of Larry Donald. When you guys had a big heavyweight event there in New York City there. Yeah, you had the greats there. You had Ruiz and Galata, and you fought Holyfield. Bird.
Oh man, that was big, man. That was exciting.
Yeah, I thought of that event when I thought of the other one. I mean, that was all the big heavyweights at that time, all fighting in New York City.
Oh yeah, that was big. Yeah. You definitely have some legendary fighters.
Fred Douglas, you take people a part of the Hall of Fame event. You take them on a tour of Frederick Douglass's sites and stuff. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because Frederick Douglass, an abolitionist, he was fighting the power way back in the day in his newspaper and all that. Talk a little bit about that tour and all that.
Sure. So Saturday, what we do is we usually go to a non-for-profit gym in the morning, and then we take you guys to lunch. We have a gentleman that owns a restaurant. He's also a fight promoter. We usually take him to Mount Hope Diner, and his name's Mike, but we call him Mike the Greek because you got to have a cool promoter name. But we go to lunch there, and then we go to the grave, the cemetery. And Frederick Douglass was here. He's buried here. And Susan B. Anthony are both buried here. And we take you guys to the gravesite. It's a great experience. I'd call it like a spiritual experience. It's really cool to see the gravesite. And Frederick Douglass printed the North Star paper here. And we have a lot of the downtown homes and buildings have Underground Railroad hidden places that people are still finding nowadays. It's Rochester has been, one of the forefront cities as far as, the Underground Railroad, Frederick Douglass, and the North Star paper. There's a lot of history here. And a lot of people don't know this, but Susan B. Anthony and Frederick Douglass were friends. They were from Rochester. They both lived here at the same time.
Wow.
It's just that they both were doing.
Yeah, man. And look, well, that's you preserving history, and to take people on that tour, Mr. President, is that it shows something about this Hall of Fame. You're searching for greatness. You're preserving history with that. And you have a champion as a gym up there, a former champion, Charles Murray, to my understanding. Is that trying to do something with him?
Yeah, we usually visit his gym Saturday morning. He has a gym here in Rochester. He trains fighters. And he trains kids, a lot of kids.
Awesome.
But the Naturals, he's lived in Rochester most of his life, and he's our champ. He's the Rochester's champ. You guys will meet him if you haven't met him yet. But he's a really nice guy. He's been around. I mean, the way Charles moved, I mean, you just can't. They call him the natural for a reason. You just can't dictate what he could do in the ring. He's just so smooth, you know.
You got that right.
I mean, you got to earn that name.
Let's talk about you are membership driven. Yeah, you are membership driven, Mr. President. How can people become a member of the Rochester Boxing Hall of Fame?
You can go right to our website. It's the full word. So RochesterBoxingHallOfFame.com, and you'll see it come up. And you scroll down and you'll see a place to become a member. You can become a member there. You can donate, and then once we get the venue and everything situated for our Hall of Fame, you can buy tickets there as well.
Okay. Now, your community work that Rochester Boxing Hall of Fame does. Explain a little bit some of the community things I know up at the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Larry, you bring a bunch of guys to the International Boxing Hall of Fame in Kennesaw, New York, and you had me talk to a lot of them, your whole group at that time. So I know you're doing great community work to take them international to see all the great champions up there. But explain some of you do.
Yeah, last induction year at the International Boxing Hall of Fame, we brought up some kids they were part of Theo Irwin's gym, who's our treasurer, and he was the past president. He wanted to bring some kids up to motivate them. Some of them are still, I think one of them wasn't fighting anymore, but just a motivational. And there's 3 other kids that came up with him as well, and they're all still active, fighting. And I'm actually going to an event today, an amateur event that those 3 kids are fighting at. Actually, I'm just trying to remember. Yeah, they're all on the card.
Talk about that amateur event, and where's it at? Where's it located at, so people that are listening in the audience, that people can come in and help support.
Okay, it's the tickets are only $10. It's amateur, so you don't pay high dollar to go to an amateur event. But it's going to be at the Grease Ridge Mall, right off the main Ridge Road there in Grease, New York, which is about 20 minutes from where I live. But Rochester's made up; you can get anywhere in Rochester in 20 minutes. Dustin Jimenez, who was our amateur of the year, and Carmen Basilio. Oh, that's the other thing. The Carmen Basilio scholarship winner last year. We do a scholarship once a year. We honor the person at our banquet, and we help them out with their schooling, their college schooling. And last year it was Dustin Jimenez that won it. And it goes to a boxer that's currently going to attend school the following fall semester.
Yeah, well, hey, that's great. We're telling the fans going up there to that great event in Rochester, New York, and tend to support this show. It should with nothing else to do. What about it's to use?
It gets pretty cold here.
They just plow right through it. They put the snow down and all of that, and you'll never know that it's snowing. Only by all the snow that's piled up, because they take very good care of the streets up there when it snows like that.
Yeah, that's why basketball and boxing is a good event to have here. It's inside. Oh yeah, the event starts at 2. The doors open at 2:00 at Grease Ridge Mall. It's actually in the Old World's gym. Their gym is located in the Old World's gym, which is next to the old movie theater.
Yeah. So Larry, this is your first year as president, and I want to thank you as your first year in that historic moment of your first year as president. You were a treasurer of the Rochester Boxing Hall of Fame. Now you're president. What does this first year mean to you, Mr. President?
You know, it means a lot to me. You know, I'm just a fan. You know, I wasn't a boxer. I never stepped into the ring, but I've always been a fan, and it's because of guys like you, Coach Snowell, Larry Donald, Tim Austin. That's the only reason why I'm involved in the sport. I got involved in this sport because my father was a fan of Carmen Basilio, and I found out he lived in Arundecourt, New York, which is not far from my house. And I got his address off the white pages. Remember, you actually had to look in the phone book back then. You couldn't go on the internet and type someone's name in and get their address. You had to actually go in the phone book. And I sent him a letter, and I said, my father was a big fan. Would you please sign this glove for me? And Josie, who is Carmen's wife, sent me a letter back and said, I got something better for you. Would you like to have lunch with us? I couldn't believe it. My father couldn't believe it. He acted like he was a kid again, here getting this letter from Carmen Basilio. My father was 50 years old. I never seen him act like that in my life. So we called her up. We went over there for lunch. And again, my father was like in awe over this man that I just couldn't believe it. Like, this is how he felt and how you guys make people feel. It's just amazing to me. Like, I couldn't believe how my father acted around this man. And ever since then, I got involved in sport. And it wasn't because I fought. It's because of the way you guys treated my father. I mean, you guys have such impact on people. That's why I'm here.
Thank you.
Well, hey, look. Absolutely. Hey, look, we John Molina to get back in again. He doesn't have the camera on, so I can't bring him in because he doesn't have the camera on. So if he keeps trying and we're still on, we'll try to get him in. But we did have Tito on, and Tito spoke with him. And I'm sorry that he can't get in. He's having trouble with his camera. I don't know why. It's probably out. He ain't hitting the button. So if he hits the button, he'll come right in there. From time to time, though, it happens where guys can't get in there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And we're sorry about that because John Molina is a very important part of this class that's going in, and we want him here. We want him on the scene and on the screen so he can be heard, man. This is an important day for everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's right, baby. That's right. Congratulations, fellas. Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's awesome. It's awesome with me. So we're just happy to be a part of this class.
Yep, I'm very excited.
I remember James Murray.
I'm very excited too. And we're going to try to pack the house and sell it out to get people. If you're hearing this, October 19th, in the place we announced, because they're working on an event during battle. Just the Rochester Boxing Hall of Fame is an event that people want to attend, and people are bidding back and forth. I want to put all your business out in the street, Larry, but they're battling back and forth, and you can't close the deal because some more people are coming in. I can do better than that, or we do better than this. We offer you this and that. The battle's going back and forth, and let me see. Earlier we talked about Muhammad Ali, Khalil Camacho, Ali's wife, former wife. She was up there, and she got inducted something last year. Talk about that, and you took her to the International Boxing Hall of Fame. And congratulations!
Oh. I think we lost Aaron. Well, I think we're still live. So, last year I met Clay Ali, and I met both you guys in Indiana at the Indiana Boxing Hall of Fame last year.
Yes.
And, Well, I met you, Larry. I was a little kid. You probably don't even know who it was, but I met you when you came up Rockmon. You were there at our banquet with Rotman and Push Up Frazier, and you were with those guys. You came in as a special guest. And then first time I met you was up at Indiana. But I seen you on TV.
Wow.
But I met Kalela. We touched base, and we were able to honor her last year with the Humanitarian Award, and for all of her community work that she's done through the years. And she came up and she nominated me for the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award.
Oh, that's nice.
I received that in December. She had to give it to me for the years out, so we scheduled something in December, and she came up, and I was able to take her up to Canastota. Have you guys been to Canastota? Up for
No, I haven't.
Okay, you guys got to make a trip up there, one of these induction ceremonies. I know this year, I know Michael Moore's getting in, Ricky Hatton, and see who's the third. Ricky Hatton, Michael Moore, and Ivan Calderon's getting in.
Oh, okay.
And they always have a good event up there. You know, that's the big event house, the main event there they have there. So I know that's always a good time. But yeah, I took her up there. She met Ed Brophy, and we hung out. She got pictures with the Madison Square Garden ring. I asked her where she sat compared to where they have the original Madison Square Garden ring. So I said, "Where did you sit for Frazier and Ali?" And she kind of showed me the seats, and it was a good time taking her up there.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, how you guys feeling? Good?
Yes, I'm feeling extremely good. You know what I mean? I'm feeling great, excited about, the big event that's coming up in October.
Good. And you guys can also touch base with me offline. Aaron's got my number if you guys need to contact. I can go in more specifics about what we do.
Okay.
Where we're going to dinner and that kind of stuff.
Right.
So, if you guys got any questions, let me know. You guys will all be at the same hotel, we'll all hang out. And I'm really looking forward to the event. It's always a good time up here. Like I said, Fitz the Whip Vanderpool always comes up. He doesn't live too far from here. He lives in Kitchener. And,
right.
So he comes across, and Charles Murray lives here. And like I said, they're all good guys. Kevin Walker, who's one of his main trainers, will be there. He's a really good guy. Works with a lot of fighters. I met
Charles Murray. Charles Murray, good guy.
Yeah, he's a real good guy. His main trainer there's Kevin Walker, great guy. Trains a lot of kids up there at his gym. A lot of their kids don't, they train there for free, because they just have the means to make it work. But get them off the street, get them in other events, get them moving.
So,
yeah. So good. I'm glad. I don't know what happened to Snowell. I see the meter's still running.
I guess you can't get him back in, huh? Oh wow.
So
Aaron Snowell's been a great trainer ever since I met Snowell. He has always been an inspiration, for me in my career. And it was just great, working with Aaron every day just to get better, to become a professional fighter. I just wanted to grow and learn that professional stage of discipline. And Aaron showed me each and every step on how to get it. I mean, he fed me all the books. He fed me all the knowledge that I can get from Willie Pep, like you mentioned, to the great Procilio. I got all of the history that he gave me. Off of that, I used to sit in training camp, just happened to go through all the history of all boxing. And it was just great. And I grew up under Snowell. And it was just like having a dad that I never had, just to show me how to do it right. So I appreciate Aaron Snowell, from the bottom of my heart. And I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to be in the Hall of Fame with great guys, outstanding fighters. I never won an outstanding boxing award. So this is just like accomplished that Outstanding Boxing Award, and giving back to the community as always. So I just want to just be thankful that, meeting you all and getting the blessing to have the experience that you guys have, and give it back. That's gonna be my patriot for the rest of my life on boxing. Boxing helped me overcome a lot of obstacles, you know, through the field that we had to walk to become national champions to international champions to become world champions. And getting to this point of your career and being able to see this is nothing that I can put in front of it. It's just outstanding. That's outstanding.
Well, I'm glad to be somewhat part of your journey. It's great to be. I mean, like I look at your resume, you only lost 2 fights, man.
Oh man. I mean, those were the hardest 2 fights I ever had to, experience of a loss. So, after the Olympics, not, from not losing and staying in shape to become a professional and getting to be in the rankings to become a challenger for the title. That alone there was a road to travel until just stages of this game. It's stages and stages and stages after stages from winning, from stages from losing. And I experienced the both in hand. I'm thankful. Thankful that I can still be able to see, smell, hear, and taste and talk. I tell you.
Hey, we're all still on.
Yeah, I know. Hey, my call got dropped.
Okay, well you're on right now. We can all hear your voice.
Yeah, we hear you slow.
Yeah. The call dropped. Google or something just killed it. But hey, look, it's great, Larry, to have y'all on the show. It's always exciting to have you as a guest on the show.
Hey, it's great. Hey, we can actually hear you really clear now. If you'd like to say anything, or ask any questions.
Yeah. Well, from time to time this happens, but we'll be right back in there. There we go. We're back on there, and these are the things that happen when you're streaming live. And we got you up in Rochester, New York, and Larry Donald.
Okay,
there you go.
We're streaming live, and that happened. And I think we have someone else coming in.
All right.
Yeah, but it's all good.
Okay. Hey,
so let's close up here, Mr. President. Talk to me and tell me what's the dates and times and the place, and then we'll close the show.
All right. Well, the place we haven't nailed down yet. We're still, it's still early, so it's not till October. The weekend of October, which is going to be the 18th through the 20th, guys. Just so you know. And Aaron, you have my personal information, so if anybody wants to get a hold of me, feel free to call me anytime. And we can go over events. But like I was saying earlier, we have a dinner on Friday night after everybody comes in, and we all get together, and it's just so we can meet you guys. Everybody can get together, meet each other's families, and talk, and that's basically what it is. We want you guys to come here again and feel like this is your place. And afterwards, we go back to the hotel. We do have alcohol if you guys partaking that. If you don't, it's fine. I know some ladies like to have a little bit of wine and stuff at night. And we sit around usually the lounge or someone's room and just talk about the good times, man, the fights and everything that was part of your guys' lives. And then the next day we go to usually we go to Charles Murray's gym. And if you get here early enough, we do fit a gym in Friday too before we go to dinner as well. It's just a matter of how everybody gets in and or flies in. I know you guys from Cincinnati. We had the Tubbses up here. We had Nate Tubbs and Tony Tubbs, and it was actually faster just to drive it than it was to fly up here. It was something like 8 hours of flight time when you can be back and forth in 5 to 6 hours. So it was actually faster driving back and forth than it was flying. So
yeah, it's like that. But hey, let me inform our listening audience, though. We at the World Boxing Review radio show, we have been doing this close to 20 years.
Wow.
We have over 300 and some shows that we have done with boxing greats and the great people that are in boxing, from president of boxing organizations like Bob Lee, Mauricio Suleiman, Gilberto Mendoza, all of them we have had on our show. With Bob Murray, who used to be on our show, he still comes on from time to time because of the streaming stuff like that. He lives up on top of the mountain, so sometimes it's not get a good reception. And then our streaming platform, people will be going in it so hard. That's what just happened. A lot of people start getting on there from our different tracks. It's like a busy highway that has 4 lanes, and then people try to come into one lane, and it all wrapped up, and you get knocked off. Things happen.
Yep.
And that's what probably happened with John Molina. But hey, look. I want to thank each and every one of you, Tito, Ocasio, for coming on. We want to thank John Molina for trying to come on, and we're sorry that we couldn't oblige him for this big day for him, and no pun intended. He's a great champion, and he deserves the notoriety that myself, Larry Donald, and Tim Austin, who's part of the class, are getting. He deserves that. He's a great Latino champion, but he's also a world champion for the people. And I want to thank Larry Donald for taking out of his busy schedule to come on. And Tim Austin, the Cincinnati kid, the same with you. Thank you for coming on. But most of all, Larry, thank you as president of the Rochester Boxing Hall of Fame for coming on the World Boxing Review radio show. I want to thank y'all for coming on. It was great today, and I'm deeply humbled. It's always a humbling experience when people are recognizing your accomplishments that you have done, and I'm very humble. And we're going to show up and show out there at Rochester Boxing Hall of Fame. So, in closing, Larry, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to the World Boxing Review radio show. My name is Aaron Snowell. They call me the Hall of Fame Trainer of Champions. Have we traveled the world?
New York.
The star.
New York, baby.
And same time.
New York. Coming to New York, baby. We coming.
Can't wait to have you guys.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very